Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
What? 59, 59. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
On first down, Taylor. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give, right side. It's Taylor, and he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
36 power. Look left. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Kill.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play. That time for the Seahawks. An even 50 yards.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Let's go. 3rd and 2.
Check, 59. Hey, man, watch the boot. Hey.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. Screenplay, McKinnon. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll wind up in...
At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Steve 6.
Garoppolo again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
You know, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 28.
Here we go. 180. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Two. Hey, box truck.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the... Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second down, here's Penny. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for Campbell downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Back near his goal line. Here's Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Here we go on fourth down with Garoppolo. Got his target, Samuel. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Fourth down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10.
First down,
Here we go.
54
Mike. Watch the run, watch the run. 21. 52.
This is Mostert. And it's a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Garoppolo's throw taken in by Samuel. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
65.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo taking a shot for Samuel. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Got some room at the 30. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Pettis hauling this in from Garoppolo. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. Throws right side, and that's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. First down, San Francisco to pick up 14 yards.
Here we go. 180. Check. Watch what he thought. 13. 21. Cut.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Play action. Garoppolo. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but
he's got him in, complete. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Point after try forthcoming. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Mostert. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he comes back with one complete. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Garoppolo now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. That's going to be caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Garoppolo now. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover it? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. He'll have a first down past the 40. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Zebra.
Brings up second and 11 at the 42-yard line.
On second and 11 now. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and goal at the 10-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal.
14. Check.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Garoppolo on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. 2 division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. The defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
To throw again on second down. Garoppolo.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. He finds McKinnon, complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down. One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11th. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Open man is born. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.